Hello, everyone, and welcome to this interesting episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. We have Rob Tabachnik with us today, and I really don't know how to introduce this guy in a proper way because he's very sort of like diverse and has little different things that he's working on. So please, Ron, introduce yourself.
My name is Ronald Tabachnik. I am from Toronto, Canada, and I am excited because while I was waiting for Tony to come on the line, I became very aware of I have another day. This is a new day, and I want to thank you for making me aware of this is not like yesterday. And this is a new day for me, maybe to do something a little bit differently. And if I can do something a little bit differently today and remember to do that every single day, in a year from now, I have done 365 little things that are different to make me aware that I'm alive, to make me aware that I have this blessing. And I call it a blessing to talk with you, Tony, because also I became aware of maybe a month ago. Now, I just turned 81, but I became aware a month ago that I crave attention. And I didn't realize what that really means until I started to think about what is it? Well, I noticed that when I'm looking at you and having a conversation, you're giving me attention. And in English, they have this phrase called pay attention. One of my friends, who is also a seeker, told me that the reason why we say pay attention is because you are making a financial investment of your energy into me. And I'm doing something with that energy. And that's why it's an investment. And that's why I want to become more aware that when you're paying attention to me, I want to learn how to appreciate that investment. And then I noticed, why do I crave attention? I believe that when I was a child, I can't prove this, but I believe when I was a child, I didn't get the attention I wanted at the time I wanted it. So I decided I wasn't worthy. That one moment where my mother went to the washroom when I had to have some food or have my diaper changed, I decided I wasn't worthy because she didn't give me the attention at the moment I wanted it. So I notice now that as I'm talking to you, I crave attention, but also I believe everybody who opens up their mouth really deeply is craving attention while they're sharing their information.
Yeah, and what about like, can you share with the audience as well what you do actually for business?
For the last 25 years, and I appreciate you asking me because then I can talk about me. I have been helping people, individuals and companies, what I say is sort out their thinking. Have you ever heard of the phrase, I see what you mean?
Yes.
In English, it means that you get a picture of what I'm saying. Well, what I do is I take a conversation and put it on the screen so we are both sharing one conversation. Because what I found out is at the end of this conversation, if we are not planning on one page, you're going to have one plan, I'm going to have another plan, as if we're in two different meetings. What I've noticed is that when you have two or three or four or 10 people, if you don't use the one screen and take their conversations and putting it up on the screen, people really don't know what the other person is saying because they're already in their head. I want to talk, and you can't really listen when you're talking. So, as an example, if you and I were to do a business, we would have one screen, and on the screen, we would have one conversation. And what I've been doing for the last 25 years in the closet, because a lot of people are not aware of this, is helping people what literally sort out their thinking. because when you put your thinking on the screen, it's almost as if you become a little bit more of your own consultant. And when your thinking's on the screen and my thinking's on the screen on one page, we have a better chance of accomplishing something.
So
The,
how
the,
do you
the
do
other
that?
thing,
Are you using any kind of graphs, or you just type something, or how do you do it?
well, I have a template. I have an Apple computer. I have a template that has certain categories. And I ask three questions, Tony. The first question I ask, imagine it's a year from now and you are happy with your business. Because we really create our future, what I have found out is, have you ever performed a sport or been on stage?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, you know that if you perform a sport or you are on stage acting, you would never go on without practicing. And in the business world, people don't practice because I don't know why.
Hmm.
But when I was in the theater and I would learn my lines, if I learned my line well, the audience would get the message. In the business world, I have found out, like right now, I like living in the moment. But when it comes to my future, I've decided if I can practice my future like a sport, I have a better chance of enjoying it and I have a better chance of accomplishing what I want because my future is already out there. God willing, I'm going to be somewhere in this multi level universe. And if I was training myself to say, in a year from now, you and I are going to generate $100,000. And on the screen, it is now a year from now. It's got February 17th, 2026. We have generated $100,000. And we would put on there, we're celebrating because if we knew that we could generate $100,000 today, we would be very excited. So we're excited to generate $100,000. And you're doing something with it, I'm doing something with it, and we describe the description of what that would be like if it happened yesterday. Then we come back to today, and I say to you, Tony, um, what's stopping us from doing it today? And what I have found out, what's stopping you from and I from making this $100,000 in a year from now are the stepping stones. And if we have 20 stepping stones, the first one is we've never worked together. The other one is I may not be good with money. You may be good with money. So when we put all the challenges and the hurdles in the middle, all we have to do with the action plan, which is the third thing, is let's do something about one of them today and move forward, taking care of the hurdles that are taking to us this $100,000 because we've already made 100 grand. And what I've done, the process, I help people. You know, some people have an issue asking for money, asking for a raise.
Yeah.
I helped a client do the same thing with this technique, asking for a raise. Imagine you got the raise, and how do you feel? And you deserved it, and why you got it, and why you feel good about it. And the challenges are, my boss may not give it to me. My boss may not think I was of value. Whatever the 6 or 7 things in his head that are the challenge, we practice that. And when he goes in to ask for the raise, Tony, it doesn't matter whether he gets it or not. But if he does his homework and he deserves it, 99% of the time, he'll get his raise. But by practicing it, you get over the anxiety that you don't know how the energy goes. And because we're all energy and we get anxious, all it is the energy stuck inside. You know that people are afraid of being in front of other people. They have stage fright. It's not stage fright. It's the fact that they get a lot of energy and they don't know what to do with it because they're needy of that attention.
Hmm.
So when they have that attention, Tony, and they share it with the people looking at them as if they're a conduit, If I'm sharing with you your energy in my one arm, through me, with me, and back to you, and it flows, we find out, oh, I'm alive. It's not stage fright. It's not fear. It's the energy was not moving because we were craving attention. And when we let it flow, magic happens.
Totally. And what was your sort of like biggest success so far in your career, with, especially with this like goal settings and clients?
Well, I believe my biggest success is being here having this conversation with you, knowing that I had 55 years of a vast, colorful experience. Yeah, on the other side of it, I remember in Canada, we have an association called the Ontario Energy Association. And in 2003, there was 8 or 9 other groups in the energy world, hydrogen, from electricity, gas, wind, and they were all separate agencies. This individual wanted to make one unified energy organization to go to the government. There were 60 presidents that he wanted to have in a room. And imagine 60 presidents, 60 egos in a room trying to create one association of all their voices. So what I did was I put on a big screen at the front of the room. I took the 60 presidents and put them at 10 different tables, 6 people at each table. And I got them to discuss, number one, what was the dream in 10 years from now for the association. And they all shared a brief of what they would like the association to be in 10 years. Then I got them to say, okay, what's stopping you from doing it today? And I got all of them to come up with maybe 25 issues that stopped them from working together. And the action plan was the plan that the new president of the association said, now I know what I can do for you to bring you together. This was in 2003. Wow. It is a very, very successful organization today, only because Bernie Jones and I was able to keep these people on track on one page. To me, that was my greatest success.
Wonderful. Congratulations on that. And then on top of that, like if anyone wants to actually find out a little bit more about you, if they want to learn more about what you do or connect to you, how they can do that?
Well, I would like them to contact you, and then they can contact you to find out how many people are listening. And if only one person listens, maybe we didn't do the best thing. If you get a number of people that are interested, I want to share this with the world, this process with the world, Tony, because in maybe 2 or 3 years, I'm not going to be here. And I decided I can't mess around with my life. So if I can share my process of teaching other people to do this in their business, in their life, it would be a blessing for me. So what I'm hoping is that they contact you, say they're interested. You and I talk about how we can do something together to help them. That would be my blessing.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, Ron, thank you so much for being a guest today. Thank you for sharing your insights and tips. And thank you all for watching and listening to this episode. And see you in the next episode.
Let me know when you're broadcasting it.